Yeah, just a bit of background to Transition Chepstow and the Tidenham Eco project as a whole. So for those who perhaps not aware, Chepstow's a town which is about 13 miles northwest of Bristol. Chepstow itself is in Wales, and Tidenham, the parish of Tidenham, is actually in England. So on that map you can see there's the River Wye snaking down from north to south, bordering the town, and pretty much everything to the right, on the right bank, is Tidenham, and you can see the larger sort of conurbation there on the left is the town of Chepstow. So Transition Chepstow formed in 2007. It was one of the early adopters in Wales, and was set up really to support change in Chepstow, but also the surrounding villages. And Phil alluded to it earlier. We've been active in a number of areas over the past 10, 12 years. Those have included energy topics, energy projects, food projects, health and well-being, litter and recycling, and nature, and also transport. So why did we decide to focus on Tidenham Parish and use the seed funding in Tidenham Parish? Well, a significant proportion of the activity since we first were founded has centered around the town itself. We haven't really managed to break out of the town into England and really be as active on the right hand side of the Wye as we'd like. So this was a great opportunity to kickstart a few simple projects and raise our profile, start building partnerships with a view that hopefully we can catalyze more activity. Just to give some sense of proportion here, so the Chepstow's 14,000 population. The Tidenham Parish, which is a much more rural parish, is only about 5,000. So, about a third of the population. The challenges in doing this, well, the cross-border working, we've alluded to it earlier, the Wales-England thing, different authorities, different legislation, different government, and these things we had to work with. And also, I think, as a lot of the groups will have found in this first round of seed funding, it was really working under the cloud of COVID, really, which we'll talk about later. We put some constraints around the sorts of things we could do. But as opportunity, well, we know for those who study or are interested in permaculture, productivity and creativity at these edges, at these boundaries, is often improved and heightened. So we were hoping for that. And also, the Tidenham Parish is in the Forest of Dean district, and there's a growing support for the green agenda in the Forest of Dean district. So we knew that would help us. So we chose a few simple areas to start really catalyzing and, as I say, building those relationships. And we chose a few simple projects centered around community wildflower planting, undertaking a wildflower walk, and some education activity about around wildflowers, native wildflowers in the Tidenham area. We drew on our already quite significant presence in the town of Chepstow in terms of litter and recycling, and sort of to organise some community litter picks in the Tidenham Parish, and to, as I say, connect with different bits of the community there. And also, we talked about it earlier, we have community orchards in Chepstow, and we thought this would be an ideal opportunity really to step on and start thinking about producing our own trees, and undertake some fruit tree grafting, really, with a view to potentially introducing some more orchards in Tidenham Parish. Supporting those activities and we use some of the funds, obviously, to aid communications around our events, to include also supporting some website costs as well. Project partners, at the very early stage, we set about identifying and talking to and bringing in those partners to help with the events I've just talked about. I won't go through all those, but I've put a few websites there that if you're interested in in following any of those up. So just to sort of elaborate on a few, a couple of the activities, really, I talked about the wildflower planting. We piggybacked a really successful project that's kick-started in Sedbury in Tidenham Parish, and that is the new Valley Greenway, which is a Sustrans style cycle path or multi-use path that heads up the Wye Valley. And there's a group already established there that is building what they call the floral mile. So we worked with them to enhance and bring in more planting on that stretch. Here's just an example of the sort of thing. If you take a stroll up the path in the spring, this is the sort of thing you'll get to see. Our funds went towards buying plugs. So we sourced plugs, wild, natively grown or sourced from native seed via EcoHab Wildflowers. We bought the plugs, and then as a community activity, these were planted in on the cycle track. Later in the year, we organised a wildflower walk, and that was a great day. And the chap there on the right there is Mark Carlton, who's a local wildflower expert, and he was there to guide us up the floral mile and help us really get a sense of what the path has to offer. The community litter picks were really successful. I think here in this first photo, I think you can see some of the members of the local scout group that we were able to get involved. Yeah, again, some of the picking we did up the Wye Valley Greenway as well. So this is another day. This pick was down in Beechley, which is at the very southern tip of Tidenham Parish. The chap on the right there in the red is a volunteer from the Severn Area Rescue organisation, SARA, who was great because we did a lot of shoreline work. He was there on hand to make sure we were all safe on the day. Mentioned earlier the community orchards in Chepstow. These are all very well established now. Some of them are sort of 14, 15 years old. This is an orchard bordering the Chepstow Castle. We, as part of our grant, we have invested in grafting equipment, grafting tools. Some of you may have seen this kit before, some of you may not have seen it. You know, the days of using a scalpel to help graft trees hopefully are over for us now, and we'll save a few thumbs. This kit does it safely and efficiently, and we've started using it. We hope to broaden the use next spring and actually start working with the local parish council with a view to starting to produce trees and orchards in the Tidenham Parish.